Spent so much of my life on the road, times with someone, sometimes alone, wondering was I one of those who never found their way home. Then in the blink of an eye, I can't tell you how I was suddenly cleared deep inside when I saw you knew I'd arrived. I can't explain it, define it or name it. Sometimes can't believe that it's true. All that's been uncovered, revealed and discovered, finding my way home to you. So long my life's been outward bound, something driving me toward some next town. There were times I thought I'd turn around, not what I was looking for now. In time I've learned I'm enough, that I can both love and be loved. Though it's still hard for me to trust, I know at this time that I must. I can't explain it, define it or name it. Sometimes can't believe that it's true. All that's been uncovered, revealed and discovered, finding my way home to you. All that's been uncovered, revealed and discovered, finding my way home to you. As someone who has faith in the power of stories and songs, who believes in the might and the magic and the mystery of loving and being loved, and who trusts that together songs sung and stories told and love shared can lead us home, I'd like to welcome you to Songs and Stories from Home. At the beginning of what for me is a new chapter, this new adventure, I thought I'd take a moment and talk about where I am, how I got to this place, and a bit about what may be happening from here. Like lots of folks, I have struggled to learn life's purpose, to live that life with passion, and to know what it means to love and to be loved, while being connected to something greater than myself. Since I was a kid, I've been singing, writing songs, and telling stories. I've been fortunate to be able to make those things my life's work. They've helped me explore the world, to better understand who I am and my place in that world. They've brought me great joy, and through hard times. There have been moments when I might have stopped, gone on to other things. Fortunately, I didn't know how or when to quit. So songs and stories have been and continue to be an important part in finding that purpose, defining those passions, and furthering those connections. As a point of reference, I'll be 71 as I begin sharing songs and stories from home. For my first 50 years, in many ways, I was governed by what I absorbed, consciously and unconsciously as I was growing up. Those childhood truths and trust were shaken when I was told at 22 my father had been in a mental institution when I was born. At that moment, I also became complicit in a family secret. truths were challenged further when I discovered at 36 the seriousness of mental illness and the hold it can have on whole families. And at the same time, I continued to learn over and over again the power of silence and the unspoken to provide a breeding ground for anxiety, misunderstanding, and fear. And then, a few months after turning 50, at my dad's memorial, in his own words, to the surprise of family and secret keepers, the minister shared the story of my dad's time in a mental institution. And though not clear at that moment, I eventually saw that revelation as my dad's last gift. No longer feeling obligated to remain silent, I felt, with my dad's blessing, free to shine light on and give life to what for me would be a whole story and songs that would go with it. Having grown up in a world of instant gratification, I thought it might take as long as 2 or maybe as many as 3 years to define, understand, and give meaning to my dad's last gift to that blessing. Surprise, surprise, filled with all the twists and turns. It became a journey lasting in all 20 years. Looking back, the first 10 years became what Joseph Campbell describes as a hero's journey. For me, the Holy Grail, I saw it, was found in the power of story. The power to turn what I had feared for so long inside myself into something, into someone I love. The second 10 years became a personal odyssey of remembering and discovering, taking a lifetime of stories to create the story of a lifetime, using a lifetime of songs as the soundtrack for that journey. Shared at this website around 49 virtual campfires. 20 years of finding, facing long-hidden fears, with the release of those fears, able to understand new heights and depths of loving and being loved. And in the end, trusting in some deep level that I was finally home. In some ways, nothing has changed. In other ways, everything is different. I will be exploring what that might mean and sharing what I find in songs and stories from home. You are invited, and I would be delighted if you came along.